Welcome to the HEX Late Show. It's 43 OG here with you on a Tuesday evening. I have Blue Bum with me. How are you, buddy?
Good, man. How you going?
Yeah, good, man.
Excellent.
Good. So, another week. What's going on in crypto, mate? What's going on in the world of HEX?
It's like couldn't get much fuddier, hey. This is like pretty much peak FUD, hey. It's kind of like can it go down any more? Can any more bad news come out? I don't know.
Well, I thought we had a bit of good news as far as like the SEC stepping.
Oh yeah, that was
back,
good news. Yeah,
stepping back from what they said about that they were going to go after the XRP.
they were going to appeal a decision, and they've decided not to pursue that appeal. Because I don't think they can. They've got no basis to win it, I guess. And so that would
maybe they want to focus on, other things. But it's I saw that as a positive. But
yeah,
to be honest, I haven't looked at the prices in the last couple of days, so I'm not really sure where we're at with that. So we should probably go have a refresher over all of that. So what I might do is I might bring up gopulse.com and we can have a look at what's going on there, because that sort of covers all the stuff that we're sort of interested in, doesn't it?
The price. Yeah.
yeah, the price and just like all the bits and pieces. So we've got Pulse sitting on 0.0000427. We've got PulseX sitting on 0.0000132. We've got Inc at $1.54, and we've got HEX on PulseChain at 0.00718, and HEX on Ethereum at 0.011. Now, that together, that's
Points. Are you sure? Is that right?
No, sorry. So my mistake. Including EHEX, it's 0.011. My mistake. So together.
Okay, so it's 1.1 cent for both.
1.1 cent for both. Yeah. Which is
0.007 for Pulse and
0.004.
Okay.
0.003.
3819.
Yep. So
I mean, this is basically gone back to the price that I got in at, pretty much, or just above. Well, for the ETH.
Yeah. But you've got the PulseChain version as well. So
the PulseChain version, plus all the interest, plus hedge on my cost and all of that, plus
because you were staked
that have been along the way.
You only
any LP you did.
We should point out that the only way that you got the staking rewards from HEX is because you were staked, and the only reason you got the hedron is because you were staked.
Yeah.
So that's an important thing. It's not just a matter of just having the HEX in your wallet, and then you get all those extra things from having it staked. But like it is as low. I mean, 1.1 cents. The aggregate total of both chains is as low as it's been for a long time. But I think that it's worth considering.
I mean, there was a day when we were cheering that it went over 1 cent, and we couldn't believe that it got up to 1 cent.
It wasn't that long ago. It was sort of. It was 2020, probably around this time, or maybe a bit later in the year in 2020. I remember towards the end of the year that we did we get to 1.1 cent? Did we get to 1 cent? Was it 1 cent at Big Payday? I'm not sure.
No. We didn't get up. It wasn't until after. It was like May of that year or something like that. After Big Payday.
1 cent was after Big Payday.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we got up to 007 before Big Payday, and then it dipped down before then. And then I remember scooping some up on the day of Big Payday or just after when it dipped down. I got some at 0.0022.
Yeah, I remember that. After Big Payday, it did drop right down, but you didn't get after Big Payday, you didn't get that Big Payday.
Yeah. No, if you were staked before Big Payday, then you've still got all of those.
Yeah, you were buying it. You were buying it fresh, but still, it was an amazing opportunity. So I still think that all this stuff, it really depends on you and your mindset. We were having a chat about this earlier today, weren't we? And we were both like, it's easy to get extremely concerned about all this stuff. G'day, Jexa. How are you?
Good. I might just have a bit of an audio issue. Just give me 2 secs, guys.
This sound good?
No worries.
For what it's worth.
Sound good to me.
How are we going? That's all right, is it?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, that's good.
Cool.
So we're just talking about
the price.
The price
of what? Of everything or
and everything. But that's another point really that we should touch on is that now you've got the HEX community has spread its buying energy or force across some other things now. So I mean that's an important thing to point out as well. And
I think you can say your buying energy's been distributed, but everyone's playing in the same ecosystem. They're burning Pulse, they're burning PulseX. So when you see, and I notice it on the validators, when you see all the activity pick up, you see more Pulse getting burnt, you see more rewards come in as a validator. So I think general activity on the network is good. And I know there's been on Twitter over the past couple of weeks, there's been a bit of a hubbub over all sorts of different projects. And I think my 2 cents that I put into all that whole discussion was that I think adoption's good for the chain. We're all playing for the same team here. Yeah, some people have got coins doing one thing and coins doing another. Some people have got products doing things. Some people love meme coins. It's going to take all sorts of people to come and play on the chain for it to be a success. So I think you're right. The ecosystem as a whole is down.
What do you think of this comment by the Mango Junkie? He's saying because Richard abandoned us. Now it's funny you say that, Mango Junkie, because we were in our private chat. We've got a private chat for this show, and we were actually discussing this came up, and the point that we came back to was we got a good rolling start, with Richard, sort of telling us about what's important in DeFi. A lot of us teaching a lot of us what was important. But now we have that education, and it's our turn to go out and educate the other people in crypto who are, there's a lot of people out there that just don't really have a grasp on the importance, why crypto is important. They love people get in for the mad gains and for this and for that, but we got to ask ourselves, why is it important? And a lot of what we have learned over the last 3 or 4 years is about why, these things should persist, even if your main figure, who you thought was the main figure,
key man,
exits left of, is not on scene, just like Satoshi.
Yeah, and I think that conversation was had many times, that there could be a Satoshi-like act that happens, and I think the reason why we got involved in HEX and PulseChain, and believe it or not, we all sacrificed for this, is because we wanted something that was more done from the grassroots community level, didn't have all the VCs in there dumping on your head. It was true DeFi. So that was the reason why we all I believe, why many people were attracted to this. Now, obviously, we want all the mad gains and everything, but there was an ethos that sort of dragged everyone to sort of crowd around this community and these projects. And we're at that stage now where it's in the community's hands, and there is a lot of people doing a lot of things behind the scenes that you don't see it in the bear market, because everyone hunkers down and they're banging on their keyboards and putting in the work. And they're not looking at price because they're too busy building infrastructure and protocols. And it's not until the bull market comes and you get to see the blossoming of all of these things. Now, I've seen a couple of comments from a few of the chats that I'm in, and there's something interesting happening on ETH at the moment with the Liquidity protocol. So you'll know that Liquid Loans and Power Cities Earn is all based off the Liquidity protocol. They're looking to do essentially a V2 of their protocol, and I haven't gone into all the detail about what that entails, but there is some level of leverage or something in it. And they're going through and trying to find the best Oracle service they can use, and they're not entirely happy with Chain because it's not decentralized. So what's actually happening on PulseChain is the Teller guys, which were the backup Oracle for Liquidity, they've taken their Teller protocol, which is on ETH, they've moved that across to PulseChain, but then they're adding additional components to beef up the reporting and the dispute resolution and things like that, so we can have more timeliness in the price feeds. They don't even have that on ETH yet. They don't have a fully decentralized or a maximally decentralized Oracle service. So if that actually happens on PulseChain first, that stuff will then get ported across, and you might find Fetch Oracle ends up being used on other EVMs. So there's a lot of cool stuff that's actually happening in the background that you're probably not even aware of because everyone's too busy looking at how bad the chart is. So I think we've got to.
I think what it comes down to as well is at a personal level, what happens when you face adversity? Like you've kind of got a choice when you're like, I don't know if you guys have ever been like broke in your lives, like fully broke.
Several times.
But like you've got a choice. Yeah. So you've got a choice. You either go, right, okay, what do I need to do?
That's it.
You get fired up and you go, right, I'm going to pull up my socks. I'm going to do something. I'm going to, whatever you need to do, try to find a job or like whatever it needs to happen.
I'm going to go buy pasta and cornflakes. That's what I'm going to go do.
I'm going to go buy whatever you need to do in that moment.
Pasta and cornflakes. Pasta and cornflakes. They go as you can't go further with those two things.
You can live off pasta and cornflakes
for quite a while.
That sounds disgusting.
And
it's not great.
If you need a bit of vegetables in your life, you put tomato sauce on it.
Actually. Yeah, ketchup. But yeah, you pull up, you sort of go, okay, this is the situation. I got to deal with it.
Yeah.
Or you wallow and play the victim, and
that's it. You get a bit of hustle about you and just get out.
Yeah. So it's like, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's like we're faced with this situation, and so Richard Hart has left the scene to an extent. Like he's still tweeting every now and then. I'm sure he's still kind of like looking in on everything, but for whatever reasons, and we don't know fully what those reasons are. Obviously, the SEC are after him.
But we've got a pretty good idea.
We've got a good idea. He's got a good idea.
I think he needs to focus on his own situation right now. Don't you reckon? It's fair enough.
It's like, but this is like we're a decentralized community. We are a real what do you call it? What's it called? And I can't remember the term. But we're like, this is it. A DAO. We're a real DAO, not a DAO which is someone put an address and people pay money to it and some other people decide how to spend it. It's like this is a DAO. It's like people putting energy into doing stuff for the community. You know what I mean?
And Mango Junkie said just, we don't have the fame or the clout that Richard has. That is correct. However, what we do have is there's a lot of us. There's a lot of us. And a lot of us, there can always be someone streaming about HEX, PulseX. There can always be people streaming. We've got such a big community
people will step into that vacuum.
Yeah,
people will step into that vacuum. Like Somi
Yep.
Sony came out of nowhere. He's got heaps of people following him now.
Yep.
Dipcatcher's doing some amazing stuff. And he's like on the ball at the moment. Him and Goldkey, they're like doing all sorts of interesting stuff, you know? And so people will step into that. Maybe they won't. It'll take a while to get up to the levels of where Richard was. But also Richard's still getting all of that attention. Like we're still kind of like people are aware of him in the outer world, and they will be more so with this SNC.
So we're,
whatever it is.
Think of it like we've been riding a two-wheeled push bike with the training wheels on, and Dad's just giving you a little push without the training wheels on now and saying, okay, let's see how you go, because that's effectively where we are. It's been thrown over to the community, so the community's got to run with this. The project was. Yeah.
I was just going to say, I see someone here who's written a cult.
Dipcatcher's tweeting nonsense.
I actually heard Lamont Black use the word guild.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, guild.
It's like we're not a guild.
We're so not a cult. And like, how much disagreement is in this community? You don't get disagreements in cults.
Yeah,
cults are all like all thinking the exact same way, and don't do what they're told.
Yeah,
we're like
we're working towards a common purpose, like a goal. You know.
Yeah. Everyone's got a different way of getting there, and I think the drama that you see on crypto Twitter is the community self-regulating and sorting itself out, and when one part of the community thinks something's going to harm, then they'll come out and say their piece, and the other people will come out and defend it, and that's the way it should be. I think that's what the moment everyone's just told what to do and follows blindly, that's when you should be worried. I think it's good that
we've also got geniuses on our side. Like we've got Alex.
He's a legend. Yeah,
we got Alex into bat.
Yeah, he
is an absolute legend. And did you guys? Because I wasn't on last week. Have you chatted about the new version of Icosa Hedron that's coming out?
We had a quick chat. I mean, based on what we knew at the time, we had a little bit of a chat, and I don't know if there's more to it now. But yeah, we delved into it a little bit for sure. But if you've got any insights, Bluey?
Well, actually, for people who haven't who don't know about it, what he's seen is that, like, since a lot of the HEX liquidity got wrecked on ETH because it all moved over to PulseChain, and so a lot of the HEX and Hedron stuff kind of got. Look, you go to the charts of HEX and Hedron on ETH and it looks terrible, and then you go to the charts of HEX and Hedron on PulseX, and they look terrible because it's not really much of an incentive to put liquidity there because all of the liquidity has gone to FUX. So if you want to trade on Hedron or Icosa, you go to FUX, phux.io. And but this has been something he's been working on all year because he doesn't want to have people have to explain even the differences between the Icosa on Hedron and the Icosa on HEX and on Pulse.
Yeah.
And so what he's doing is he's creating these contracts where you'll put, like, there'll be one on Ethereum, one on PulseChain. You'll send your HSIs to those, and they become HMIs, and they get a whole lot of upgrades in terms of what they can do. Like, one of the upgrades is that you'll be able to borrow Hedron from them at a 10x leverage. So you'll be able to borrow tons more Hedron. And remember, if people are paying back that Hedron, all of that Hedron is burnt. Also, you'll be able to sell these HMIs to the contracts and get Icosa. That's what you can do now with HSIs. But with these, what happens with these ones is that rather than it being a formula for working out how much Icosa you get, there is going to be a formula, but it's going to be based on the Icosa HEX ceiling price. Right, that price where if Icosa gets high enough, then it basically makes it economically incentivized to sell into the thing because you can get more than it's worth, and so people are arbing it, can arb it. So that price that people get is going to be based on that. So it's going to be pushing it up towards that ceiling. And then also when people sell those HMIs to the Icosa contract, they don't have to wait 90 days for it to go back into auction. It's going to go to auction immediately. So he's just like he's going to be pouring on the jet fuel to this thing. And the beautiful thing about icosahedron is that it, like if it goes, it's going to push HEX up as well. And the other thing he's doing is like, so if you have on PulseChain that contract, you'll be able to send the Ethereum, you'll be able to bridge over the Ethereum ICOSA or Ethereum Hedron and give it to that contract. And so, and the same and vice versa over on the Ethereum contract. So there's not going to be Ethereum Hedron or Ethereum COSA or Pulse Hedron or Pulse COSA. It's all going to be the same thing. So that's probably going to arb the price across those chains, because you can pay for it in either. Like if you're going to bid on an HMI, you'll be able to bid in it, like the Ethereum.
So one Hedron equals one Hedron, no matter what the chain.
That's it. Yeah. And that's going to be way simpler for the user as well, I think.
Yeah, interesting.
We're not going to have to go into all of this wrapping, unwrapping stuff.
Am I right in understanding that there's going to be, for the liquid Hedron, that you're going to have a time limit to swap it over, or you lose it?
You don't lose it. What happens is, like, those contracts, those contracts keep going. If you want to have the original Hedron, you can not.
So what am I thinking? Okay, but there was something about the change over time.
Yeah.
But if you didn't do it in a period of time, you lost something, some ability to claim it on the other side, or what?
So what happens is that, first of all, any Hedron stakes or ICOSA stakes, you'll be able to turn them into
upgrade them.
Yeah. The HSIs, I'll be able to upgrade. The Wattses, you'll be able to upgrade. If you have any liquid Hedron or liquid ICOSA, you can also have the choice of sending that to the contract and that being upgraded. Or if you don't, and you'll have, like, I think 90 days to do that. And after 90 days, you don't get as much. And after, or whatever it is, 60 days or 30 days or whatever it is, there'll be a time component where there comes to a point where you won't be able to send that liquid to the contract to get the upgrade. And some people might want to do that. I'm not sure why, but you could just keep it as the original stuff.
The original.
But I'm thinking everyone will upgrade probably, because that's just you get more. So you get all sorts of benefits. So.
Did I hear that right? You can upgrade existing HSIs.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So they'll actually be like HEX stakes wrapped in an HSI, and that HSI will be wrapped in an HMI.
This is an interesting comment. Icosahedron has been done already. It didn't do very good. They can put it in a new fancy package, tweak some numbers, but the market remembers. Glad to see someone building in the bear market, though. That's an interesting comment. All right. So there's diversity of opinion out there on this. I'm of the opinion that potentially this could it's an opportunity, or maybe it's already been coded this way. It's an opportunity to maybe consolidate some things and maybe tie up some loose ends that maybe weren't functioning as they thought maybe it would work. And with this new system, maybe it's going to fix it up a bit.
The beauty, right, about ICOSA and Hedron is that it's all bonus. If you don't want to like go into it all and go to auctions or do this or whatever, it's really simple. You're just getting, if you have a HEX stake, you get it for free. You get the Hedron for free.
Yeah, it's all
if you
free.
stake the Hedron, you get the ICOSA for free. So it's like, it didn't do very good. It's free. Yeah. It's free money.
Yeah.
I would argue.
That's a really good point.
Argue that.
Are you going to complain that that's not enough free money?
Yeah. I would argue that it was a victim of the bear market as well. So obviously it's very closely tied to the performance of HEX and things like that. So its chart is going to look very, very much the same as the HEX chart does. So
I think I actually, like, when they say it didn't do very good, I'm not sure
What's your bar? I don't know what your bar is. If it's,
to me,
I think it did. I think it did quite well.
Yeah, I thought it done well. And my theory on Hedron was it was always going to be a 2 to 3 year event minimum before it found its real use case, and there was enough of the free Hedron had changed hands enough or been used enough in auctions and things like that to get a bit of it out of the system. I know me and Bluey differ on this. I still think it was probably a little bit generous in the amount that was given out, and that delayed the I guess the traction, or Hedron getting traction, because of the scarcity was a little bit off there. But then a whole raft of extra things came out with ICOSA, which then you start to go, okay, I see maybe a bigger plan that Alex had going on. Only got walloped by the bear market. So I think it sort of stifled things a little bit. So yeah, if he's got a chance now to, I'm sure he's learned a hell of a lot through that process in terms of how all the components act together, what liquidity pools do and things like that now. So yeah, I think he'll be...
Yeah. And the other thing was great about Hedron ICOSA is it's all DeFi.
Yeah.
All of it's DeFi. Yeah. And it's all built on top of HEX. So we're the HEX Late Show. We like HEX. And then there's more DeFi stuff that was built on top of HEX, and it's actual real DeFi. So, maybe it's not to everyone's liking, but I like it. It was free stuff. I like free stuff, but I also like the fact that it's like their contracts and they were, decentralized finance. Yeah. Let me bring up
Yo.
Hey, brother.
I have absolutely loved your commentary so far. Jexa, amazing sentiment. Bluey, if there's one thing I have learned from streaming with you for years now, is that you do not fade Bluey's early enthusiasm towards something.
Agreed.
Yes. This is so true.
Regardless of what you're thinking, you know how you said there are some people that have got like different takes on this? I'm going with Bluey.
Yep. Now we've said that a few times in our private chat, haven't we? We've given you the all due credit, mate, because you've called a few things.
Look, I know it's complicated. Hedron is complicated, so it's not for everyone, and you don't have to dive into it. That's the beauty about it. Just if you don't like it, just don't play. Just take the free money and cash it out and buy HEX.
Yeah.
Or electric scooters like Unrex.
Or electrics. Yeah. Get a HEX-shaped house or something.
The opportunities are limitless.
Yeah. But for those of us who do like that kind of game theory and stuff, it's Hedron ICOSA is the place to be. Like that's just... And like he's so smart, and all the other stuff that he's doing as well for the space, like he's working his ass off. He's got all sorts of ideas as well, Alex. And this solution he's come up with, to me, it's just like that's big brained. That's like just
There's a comment here about the auctions being frustrating, but I believe that's being addressed by this upgrade. Yeah. So because he
what's
coded
frustrating about them?
For me, it's frustrating that you can make countless. Well, this was on Ethereum. You could make like endless attempts to like buy
that was just
transaction fee.
Smoking gas.
That's just like not.
Oh yeah, lots of fun.
On PulseChain, that's different. On PulseChain, it's different, a different situation. But this new system is going to be even more different. It's going to have a different implementation of the auction system.
Yeah. So I think so. It's going to have something in there.
Well, you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay to make a bid.
Yeah, but there's a few other mechanics as well. So it's random timers so that bots can't be created, and also I don't know if you remember back in the day when eBay used to be a place where you actually went and bid on things, as opposed to just being another shopping mall now. And you used to sit there and you'd be watching the bids and you're trying to time them to make sure you could scalp the actual auction. And then eventually they put in an auto bid maximum as well. So rather than have to sit there like a pigeon pressing the button, you could actually set a maximum bid limit, minimums and things like that. So I think from what I understand, he's going to have a few mechanics like that in there as well. So you don't have to, you can essentially do one gas transaction and that lays out up to your maximum bid or something like that. So it will keep bidding for you.
Cool.
Yeah, so a few things like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
That's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, I could be a little bit wrong on some of the details around it, but that's the general principle.
I know that you're going to pay a little bit, like a 0.0369% for each bid you make in Hedron, and that's going to go to the ICOSA pool.
Yep.
And so, rather than people making just little bids just for the sake of it, they're going to probably want to, like value their bids a bit more.
Yeah,
to make like what up to what they want to pay or closer.
That's
to
actually if that actually starts capturing value like that in the system as well. So would the funds be taken in Pulse or Hedron?
Hedron.
Hedron.
Because people are bidding with Hedron, so that Hedron is taken. It's given to the ICOSA pool, ICOSA stakers, because the ICOSA stakers get Hedron and ICOSA. Yeah,
it's interesting when you start capturing value in a system and translating it through to value in the tokens. And I keep going back to things like liquidity and stuff like that, because I think they were very well designed in the way that if you become a token holder, you actually are a owner of the whole protocol. So you actually benefit from the rewards of the protocol, which I think is what I like to see when I'm looking at things that intrigue me is can you create a service that people want to use and capture the value in it for
that feeds back into
for all the participants and the users. If you can do that, to me that's just ticks all day long, and they're the kinds of thing I'm happy to partake in, and especially with liquidity and things like that, because there's a measurable yield in US dollar terms that pops out the side of it. So that then you can start weighing that up in terms of like you would any other financial instrument. Okay, I'm going to make this amount of money. So you can start to value the tokens properly with real economics behind them and work out your return on investments, because it's coming out in US dollar form. So things like that I think are pretty cool. That's the kind of stuff I like to tinker with, and that's the stuff I want to use, and I want to be a participant and receive the rewards from it. So
cool. Speaking of borrowing protocols, did you guys see that tweet that I posted in the chat about? Was it? I think it was an Eric Voorhees tweet.
Yeah,
about ThorChain.
I haven't looked
the
at
ability
it yet.
to you can. It's a borrowing protocol where you can put in ETH and get borrow Bitcoin.
What?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, instead of swapping it,
dude. It's like it's like liquid loans type situation. You put in ETH and you can borrow Bitcoin.
I'm just gonna do that and then just leave.
So have you thought there was a lot of leverage in the market last bull market? Wait till you see this time.
See us.
Let me see if I can get this tweet up. All right, it's.
While you do that, man, I didn't want to leave you out of the compliments. You know our community is known for circle jerking. Day 43, thank you for being a level-headed voice that holds together this stream like here consistently. And the thumbnails that you make are fire, bro.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And thanks to all you guys for coming on. But yes, circle jerks all the time, man.
How long have we been doing these streams now? Has it been 3 years? Have we done a 3-year mark?
Oh yeah. Past 3 years. It's past 3 years.
We're past 3 years, and most of us have rarely missed, apart from little periods like people being away or in transit and stuff like that.
Unrect and I started in July of June or July. I've got to go back and have a look exactly. Maybe the end of June.
It would have been June. It would have been
2020.
Yeah.
And then June 2020. And we did maybe 2 or 3.
Over 3 years. We're only just past the mark.
We only did 2 or 3.
Did we do a birthday stream?
Nah.
I thought we did. I thought we did something. I vaguely recall.
Yeah, we're not sentimental on that level.
We're not that. When we get to 200, we're not that far from 200.
I've heard that if you try and get everyone to sing Happy Birthday on a Twitter space, because everyone's got varying delays, and then there's delays back on when, so it just makes this hilarious thing where everyone is singing it all wrong, like in terms of the timing. You can't get the timing right.
We should try that when we hit 200.
We'll try it.
We're at, this is episode 172, so we're only 27 episodes.
Oh, nice.
28
We're doing it like the blockchain. We're doing it like the blockchain. It's not about time. It's about number of blocks.
So blocks.
It's blocks.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
how many subs have we got on this channel at the moment?
DeFi Down Under.
Yeah.
DeFi Down Under. If you guys don't know what that is, that's so some of you might be watching on Discourse Syndicate.
Oh, you're still doing the dual. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, yep. The HEX Late Show, we're sort of doing the dual simulcast thing.
550. So
550.
I tweeted out bang on 500 to let people know, and sorry to soft shill, that I will be doing I'm going to be trialing a new show on the DeFi Down Under channel. 43 has graciously offered and trusted me with the use of that stream key. And as we know what happened to my last YouTube channel, he is taking a large risk. So please sub to the DeFi Down Under channel for the short period of time before it gets rough.
Before we get rich.
Be a part of history for this small window.
Unlike the Discourse Syndicate, I do not have lawyers on retainer waiting to bail us out. If that channel goes down,
responsibility. Yeah.
No. If that channel goes down, it goes down.
Oh yeah, okay,
yeah. Just while you're on the dual streaming thing, when I've got the chat popped out, can we see everyone in the chat from both the DS stream and
not if you're in YouTube. If you're using the chat from, if you're looking at the chat from Restream chat, that's got everything in it.
Okay, right.
And the Restream chat will actually tell you if there's anyone from outside of YouTube as well. It will have a little icon next to their icon.
Yeah, got it.
Like Twitch. Are you saying depend? Like it shows you what platform they're on?
Yeah, right. Twitch or the other one, DLive.
Cool. But how can it distinguish between two YouTube channels if you're dual streaming?
I'm not sure if it can actually. Okay. Let me see. Is there a way that I can? No, I can. No, I can't tell which YouTube channel that they're from.
It just
doesn't matter
between platforms. It doesn't matter. Everyone's welcome. Everyone's
yeah.
It's like a Hedron, what's the flavor of your new show?
GAINZ deal.
Tangent?
Is it going to be TA Tangent, or what's the story?
So by the way, sorry, I've got a quick question. Going back to this Hedron thing, is there still a disparity between the prices on the two chains? If this is going to effectively be a pretty strong pairing force, that means it might be time to.
No, there are opportunities at the moment, and you'll have plenty of time to suss that out because there's going to be test nets at the in Q4 of this year. So end of this year.
This is not going to be immediately available.
No, and he's going to still do like 2 or 3 audits before this happens. So we're talking about next year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's not panic. It's not panic because I was about to go and look and see which one.
No, it's not panic at all. But you know what? It's a great time because it was really interesting. Like OG43 is actually responsible for a change in the Hedron contract because like Alex released it to people and people were playing around with it. He was, and saying, well, what it was going to be and stuff. And OG43 actually gave the suggestion that we should be able to claim that bonus. It's something that you can't do anymore. So, and that actually caused Alex to make a change in the contract. So now's a great time to get in there.
I think Alex was very. I think I was just asking a couple of questions, but I think Alex was very gracious to gift me the responsibility of doing it.
I
think he came to the conclusion himself. You know?
I recall you demanded you be given credit for it.
Yeah, you probably did.
And then, and then he put me in the copy pasta. That's right. In the Telegram
like if you
chat.
are interested in game theory and stuff like that, and how you could affect the potential, how things work. If you can look at this and come up with a good suggestion, now's the time to do it. This is, a community of people, and Alex takes suggestions. Like, trust me, he listens to people, and even when you think sometimes, oh, that's a dumb suggestion, he goes, no, that's really good. So don't think your suggestions are dumb either. Like, it might be a little gem in there that actually leads to something else, or someone else.
Everyone has
it triggers something else in somebody else.
Everyone has their own way of thinking about things, and the way you think about it, the way you uniquely think about something, might you might come up with an idea that helps someone come up with some code. So by all means, contribute, guys, and get out there and stream. We need some more streamers. Everyone's resting on their
bull market, bro. Bull market.
Yeah, everyone's going into hibernation, haven't they?
Right now is the time. Right now is the time to get your YouTube channel started. Get everything set.
Oh yes, yeah. If you want to actually leverage off that crazy run, you need to have your channel
the time to start building.
At least started before everyone is search. Like when people start to panic search for these keywords, you want your channel to exist. Yes, you're right. It's the right time.
And do you know what the deal is with the HEX community? We at HEX, PulseX, the whole lot of us, we all really enjoy supporting other streamers in our community. So if you start streaming, you will get people from our community coming to support you and participate. Everyone.
Shout out DeFi with Doza. That's another Australian channel.
Absolutely.
Yep. So Tangent, what's the name of your show and what's it about?
Oh, I haven't actually thought of a name. I've thought of what I'm going to do. I actually haven't thought of a name yet.
Well, let's start. What are you going to do? And we can maybe throw it to the chat. Maybe there's some good ideas.
Okay, yeah. So in a green room that we were in recently, was it last week? 43 reminded me. He said, "Hey, man, at one point you said that you were going to do streams, that you were going to do technical analysis on PRC20s. Like I think it was in my bio, or no, that's right. I changed the description of my channel. I changed it before PulseChain even launched because I thought PulseChain was imminent. And I changed my description of my channel to say, technical analysis on PRC20s and that sort of thing. And then obviously my channel got rugged by YouTube before PulseChain even came out. And so you reminded me about that, and also commented that no one else is doing it. That people who do have TA channels, they're not broadly going through multiple charts. They're doing mainly the key assets.
Staples, yeah.
And so I thought that would be a good idea, and we'll just see how it goes. Like if it's popular, we'll stick with it, and if not, I'll do something else or whatever.
So you're going back to your roots.
Yeah. Also, I can I can stream to Twitter as well. As in, I can use the key for this channel and also my Twitter because I can stream to Twitter as well. Whatever, we'll work it out. So I'm excited about it because I think it's interesting to look at, and there's
And so for those who don't know, Tangent used to do solo streams, and they are super hilarious.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Absolutely. Yeah,
you just riffing off your own ideas is hilarious. And so the TA is just kind of an excuse to basically for you to riff.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I think it could be fun. It could be fun. Let's see. We'll find out what happens. Yeah. So if anyone has got ideas for names of what that show would be called, I agree that the chat usually comes up with better ideas than what I can think of solo. It's the hive mind, the hex hive mind. Wait a second.
Do you remember?
Beehives do use hexagons, right?
Yeah.
How do we not have hive mind memes? Okay.
Do you remember? My favorite comment of you on stream, on your own streams, was giant green dildos leaving the building.
The dillies, the green dillies.
Entering the building.
Entering the building.
Oh yeah, my like domestic security needs to be.
That's what you should call it. Just call it giant. Call it giant green dilly.
Wait, that's actually a good idea. Because that's what TA is about, the green candles, right? Like as in, a big green dilly could actually be a decent. So you guys, the benchmark has been set. You guys in the chat, you have to come up with something better than big green dilly. Could be the name of the show. If you guys don't outdo that. Bro, I'm keen. Like, as in, that's the name. If someone doesn't come up with something that I like better,
hang on. What's the name? What's the name?
Big Green Dilly. Big Green Dilly is the.
How long you reckon our channel will stay?
Green Dilly.
The YouTube channel gets pulled before the first episode. Like
isn't that the song?
Isn't that the song? Put up. It's in the waiting room where I haven't even said anything yet. The whole channel gets pulled.
No, but Americans wouldn't know that a dilly was a deal.
Oh, they'll work it out.
Like
no, dilly can be what's the deal.
YouTube wouldn't know it.
Dilly can be what's the deal. What's the deal? What's the deal?
Yeah, I think it's
what's
subtle
the dilly?
enough.
What's the dilly?
I think it's subtle enough, maybe.
Big green dilly. Yeah, dude, as subtle as like the thumbnail I had with all the candles and then just like green dildo in the corner. Do you remember that?
Did anyone?
No one knew about that. Hey,
did anyone realize? I don't think.
No one realized.
Subtle.
It's like I had the thumbnail from the HEX Late
Dilly's
Show
down under.
From a
That's not bad.
Dilly's down. I had the thumbnail from like a few weeks back where I had all candles in the thumbnail. If you look on like the corner, there's like a big green dildo in the corner of that thing, but you wouldn't see it because it's not obvious. But go check it out.
You know, this channel's already got 82 videos on it. The DeFi Down Under channel, 82 videos.
Oh, hang on, Sammy.
You can call it Dilly's Down Under, and you can just
Hey,
what's up? What's going on?
Sammy, what's good?
Hey, I've been listening to you guys getting ready, talking about Hedron and the new update coming and new
tangent. I've had a great idea for like a set for you. You just go out and buy like 100 dildos. And you just have them placed all over your desk and everywhere.
How would I explain that to family and friends when they come out to my house, though? How? Oh, no, guys, that's just for like a YouTube joke that I'm doing.
They'll never see it, bro. They'll never see it. Don't worry.
Don't go in that room. That's my studio.
Sammy, you've got something you need to shill, haven't you?
Hey everyone, good to see you all. Don't forget, we've got the Melbourne meetup coming in October. And you need to buy your tickets soon so we know who's coming and we can book everything. So if you haven't got a link or you need anything, just message me on Twitter and I'll get it and I'll send you the link to get the tickets. But it's October 13th, 14th, 15th. So we're going to have an awesome time. There's roughly around about 35 people coming at this stage. So if you want to come along, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and be a part of history.
There, what's that?
Richard Hart's going to be there, isn't he?
Absolutely. He's staying in the penthouse suite. What's been happening, guys? How shitty is this bear market? All the depression on Twitter. If there's anyone left on Twitter, are we in that final depression stage? I mean, how many months till the halving?
Feels like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's April next year.
So over 6.
So September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Like 7 or 8 months.
For what it's worth.
That's the halvening.
Yeah.
But Bitcoin doesn't pump until like 6 months after the halvening anyway. So
we've
got a good year.
Don't we get a good dip after the halvening though? Is it still like max FUD and then it just goes boom?
So Tangent's probably been, I assume he's been looking at the Bitcoin chart a little bit, and so I've been spending a bit of time dwelling over that as well and just trying to look at past cycles and time lines and things like that. And when you go back to the sort of 2017, 2018, 19 sort of chart, that to me seems to be more like what we're going through this cycle, just in terms of the way it's played out. I think the 1920 chart had the what was that Ponzi token that got pumped? The coin was it one coin, yeah, which may have sort of put a bit of extra bullishness into that chart in the early stages of the bear market. So it's a bit hard to compare that one with now. But even so, if you go back and look at from top of the bull and try and work out where we are in the current time frame, it's a shame I can't share anything, guys. Otherwise, I'd share it with you. But it lines up pretty well with sort of in terms of timeline and the way the chart looks and the way the moving averages are uncrossing. It looks very much like we're in the beginning of the second phase, the second run up, or just before that. So I don't know whether you're seeing those similar things on the charts you're looking at, Tangent, or
I can pull up a chart and you can try to just tell me what to put on the chart or the type of time frame. In engineering, we used to call this driving a drafty. Like drive a drafty was like where you take a drafts person and you have to, because you don't have the mad drafting skills to use CAD, and they don't understand what the fuck is going on. So you have to sit and so that's not their fault. That's not their job, right? That's not their role. That wasn't supposed to sound like rude.
All right. I reckon we can do this.
You sit together and they do the technical skill. I guess you could do it with Photoshop as well, right? Like as in with a Photoshop expert or whatever. You describe the vision and they make it happen. So
I reckon we can do it. So go to a weekly chart.
Daily or weekly?
Go to weekly and grab a time measurement tool.
Oh, yep. Got it.
Yep, and go back to top of the two bull runs ago. Go back in, what's that, 2018, 19?
2017, yep.
Yeah.
Got it.
Is that...
So like top to top or?
No, go right down to, so keep going down to the base and then just slowly pull it across to the right. Pause. So just go back about just a little bit. Next run up, the next top. Yep, there, just there. So how many bars we got there?
882 days. So 126 weeks.
Yep. So do the same on current market. I think the one we need to go back to
because this is debatable. First top or second top?
From the first top. Go from the first top, I reckon. Yep. Stretch that out at the same time. Go to where we are, roughly.
126. Oh shit. Yep. Oh wow. So it's like
and go back to the next. Go back to the next bull run because you've missed one there. So go back in time.
Back in time. Yep. So it's almost identical. Like as in those are the same. This chart. I might need a different chart. There is one that's like, it's like BTC total or something, or it's like BTC all time index history. Perfect. Oh, I've got some lines on this one. Okay, so, look, I'm painting these green lines. Paint the limp dick gains that.
So do it from do what we just done then for the previous two top to, So
basically, from top to basically this kind of breakout-ish here.
Yeah, to where you're sort of going into the second leg.
100 bars. That one was 100 bars, and then this one's probably even shorter again.
Yeah, that one's a bit hard because that was just crazy times back there.
Like 60 bars, 60 weeks. Yeah. So 60 weeks, 100 weeks, and then 126 weeks. And so are you suggesting that these are extending, like broadening cycles, or
zoom into where you're?
We don't really count the first one, hey?
On the second one you've drawn, zoom into it for me.
Oh yeah, I'll just grab this one as well. That was there. Oh, how's my just like guesswork on that shit? It was like I got 124 bars. All right, this is the one that you want to
stretch. Yeah, stretch that one out a little bit more so it's more accurate. So it goes up to the where.
So this one to over here.
You could probably go to the top of that. Sorry, I'm trying to point on the screen.
Oh, holy shit! It's 128. It's like 128. It's 128. Driving a drafty over Zoom hits different. So this is 128, and then 124 or 126, and then the one that we're in, we've already been 125. that's a very interesting, because then this one over here will repaint this.
So what does that mean? Are we going up soon?
Yes.
What does it mean? It's all
Sammy,
tea leaves.
Sammy represents the people. Sammy represents the audience. It's like, so up or down, like buy or sell.
So can I ask a question?
Contract address.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Your if I look at this, I see sort of this this line that these lines that are going up one after the other, and it's getting more angled.
The green ones that I already had on the chart.
Yeah, the green ones. Could you not predict the following one based on the previous ones now?
Well, you could you not? But you'd be making assumption based off like 4 data points. But and
1,
also,
2,
remember,
3,
by the way,
4. Yeah.
Log scale. So even with a slacker line, you could still go to like multi-hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like that's a mil.
Yeah.
That's a fucking mil, dude. So like the line that I've just drawn. The line that I've just drawn still goes to a mil, even at like a continuously, or for you guys at home.
But what date?
Continuously.
What year does that put you at? Is that
2026?
Yeah.
So you could follow that orange line, broadly speaking, and get to a mil in 2026.
I would say that orange line. That's fine. That orange line looks a bit long to me. Looks a bit long.
Yeah, but if you
compared to the others.
Well, it's orange as well. All the others are green.
All my TA tools are orange now. All of them.
Subtle, real subtle, Dad.
It's so that these guys will pay attention to my TA. Like that. They said they don't want to see TA unless it's orange lines on the chart. So in fact, bro, they make the candles orange up and down. So on their charts, it's not just orange lines. Doesn't matter. It's orange candles.
As long as it moves.
So so you say that this line is longer, but remember, if you look at these in the time, so ignore the length of the lines. This one was short. If you look at it purely horizontally, then so this one's only from here to here. Then that's longer. So if degrading the gains in each cycle comes with this dual theory, is it like in terms of the length of the cycles as well? So not everyone believes in this.
It looks like that first. It just looks like that first line down the bottom.
All right, man. To make you happy, so that's only 700 grand now. That's 700 grand. That's 700 grand with a much more reasonable looking line. I mean, I don't like this sub-mil FUD, bro. I don't like this sub-mil FUD. I really don't.
Hey, Tangent.
Just for you.
How long? Yeah. How long was it? How long was it from Mount Gox collapsing until that next? The next kind of run up.
So is that 2013 back there? That's so that's 2011. So wait, no. So this was the Gox collapse over here then. No, here. This was the Gox collapse in 13. So it ran all the way up to about 1200 and then crashed down to like 200.
When in 13? What time of the year in 2013 was that?
So here is that. Yeah, actually, that shows it only going down to 446 straight away, and then eventually, so the bottom was 200. Yeah. So the bottom of the market, sorry. So it didn't actually crash to 200 immediately, but it eventually bottomed at 200. What was your question, 43? So this one here, that's the Gox crash.
And what time? What's the date there?
November 13.
November 13.
A decade ago. Almost a decade.
And
ago.
how long?
It'll be a decade.
And how long until
it
got back up? How long until it got back up to 1200?
So if we go straight across, people would have broken even in the end of 2016. So it took 3
years.
3 full years. Yeah, because that event made people genuinely believe that there was a really high probability that it would never come back. And that attitude remained the whole way through. Whereas now we've got multiple generations of participants who know that crypto's not going anywhere. Short of some really really extreme black swan, we're not going anywhere.
What was the price 2 years, so 2015 November?
It was, that's here. So October, November. Yeah, so it was starting to come off the floor. So like between $200 and $300, $200. So still $200. So
that's
years
where
later
we are.
was the all-time low. That was actually the cycle low. Sorry.
So look at where we are. We're almost 2 years after HEX's all-time high,
and we're up. Like we're up off the floor. People forget that. Like we've been going up since the start of the year.
Yeah. This is actually in an upward trend. This chart, like
Bitcoin, you're talking about.
Bitcoin.
Yeah. That's You go look at any other and they're pretty much still pointing down. Like they haven't started really to reverse at this point. There's probably there'll be exceptions, but for the most part, other than like ETH, most of them are looking pretty average. So it's not.
So Tangent, did you time the halvenings to each bull like new all-time high in the new bull run for
Not on this chart, but others have done that, and it looks fairly compelling. But I want everyone to remember we are dealing with a fucking data set of 4 points. Like Jexa pointed out, the first one is like, can you really take that data point seriously when the market was just so unheard of? It's
good point.
So we're kind of dealing with 3 data points. 1, 2, 3.
But they're still very similar in the time from the halving to the new all-time high, right?
Yes, but a data scientist would tell you that you cannot put any weight into a data set that small.
Well, he's not here right now, so what are we talking?
Sammy,
I love how you have personified this data scientist that I speak of, and it's like, fuck that guy. We're going to the moon. This guy doesn't know shit. Is he even crypto?
Sammy, there's one thing. There's one thing more powerful than the data scientist, and that is herd mentality. And if everyone gets behind a narrative, and if everyone still believes in that narrative, then it becomes self-fulfilling to some degree. So that's probably what is driving a lot of all of this. Will it continue to?
What's a 20? Is that 20-month moving average?
This is down on
20-day moving average.
Down on the weekly. I'm going to flick to the monthly. So this monthly closed, I'm concerning myself with. I don't want this month to make a new low. So that means I want the month to close over 27,150 or 27,160. So that we don't. So see how this monthly low here. I'll zoom in just to make it easier for people to see. I'm talking about this monthly low here. I don't want to set a lower low. So, but we've got quite a bit of time. There's like at least a full week before the end of the month. So
would that be that terrible though? Tangent?
Yeah,
you're still making higher lows.
Oh, you mean on this scale, like from back in like the start of the year? Yeah.
Like it would be ugly, but it wouldn't be the end of the world.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't give up. Keep in mind, I've never subscribed to this 11K and pray thing. I think that's ridiculous. I would be shocked if we went below 20. But my low target was 28 or 27, and now I'm making it 25 just because.
That's what I'm saying is very much on the table.
Yeah. So, and then the other thing I was going to say is, if you look at the hourly, so. Bluey, something I wanted to ask you about, which is relevant to this. So the last hour has been pumping like shit. And could this be related to the news that you dropped in our chat group about the SEC announcing that they're not going to appeal the critical decisions of the court about the Ripple case?
Maybe. I mean,
that time.
There's also sorts of stuff. There's also BRICS. BRICS is going there. The BRICS people are meeting as we speak.
Summit.
Get a microphone in that room, boys.
I don't know exactly what these guys are talking about. Crypto, but
can you imagine if BRICS, can you guys imagine if BRICS came out and said that they were going to collateralize some of their BRICS coin or whatever they're going to call it with BTC? Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
So
there's also this is a question. Also, USDC. Hang on. Also, USDC announced that they're going to be on 6 more chains.
I heard about that. Is PulseChain included?
They didn't say what chains.
Okay, because someone said something about Polygon.
I'm guessing probably not.
So what would be your
It's
like? It'd be like BSC.
I'd say Polygon, because when you
it could
when
be
you
the layer
bridge to
twos.
base, they have a bridge through Polygon to get onto base,
and they could be counting layer twos as well. In terms of if they're saying different chains,
are they using that?
Yeah, definitely they'll be including.
Are they using that new Chainlink protocol though? It's the what is it?
No idea.
CIIP or whatever it is. I think that's the one where that uses the USDC to be able to go cross chain. I don't know the specifics about it, but it's I think it's a Chainlink based protocol where you can destroy USDC on one chain and make it appear on like freshly minted on the other chain. So you're not actually holding it in bridges. So you end up with native coins on all the chains. So they may actually be, maybe that's what they're referring to, Louis. I haven't looked into it, so I could be wrong.
Did you talk about the Ripple SEC thing yet?
I know absolutely nothing about it. I was going to ask Tangent and Louis,
Yeah.
Basically, they decided not to, like, they were going to appeal the decision that calls Ripple a security for retail buyers. A judge ruled that it wasn't a security. They were going to appeal it, and they decided to not pursue that appeal.
That's awesome.
Was that a reliable source?
There's a news article that I found on it.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah, there was a couple of sources. Yeah.
Yeah, and if it's come from one of the media articles in crypto, you know it's got to be true. Jesus Christ, they're probably the worst.
How long has Gensler got?
That's true.
Realistically, how long has Gary Gensler got in that job?
I know, right?
You would think it's got to be less than a year.
I know.
It's got to be less than a year.
What a doofus.
He's making.
I've got no idea.
He's making a lot of people look pretty bad. Well, they're making them look like idiots because they don't know what he's been up to, and so he can only get away with that for so long, and especially if there's a change of. Well,
when they announced that they're going to pivot to looking at AI. You're just going to think, oh, what are you guys are flailing about? Hey, they're probably getting serious heat from some people.
No stamina. They're like,
we're going to put crypto on the back burner for a bit.
Yeah.
Look at AI now.
I don't even know where they would start with AI. It's
just going to drop a whole industry. Just going to drop a whole industry off my workload, bro. Sorry, mate. I've got too much on this week. I'm just going to drop an entire industry. Don't worry. Just let them go back to Wild West. What? Dude, what? And let them know about it. Hey, let's just let them know that we're just not policing that area for now. I'm sure that nothing wrong will go. Like when you tell everyone that shit is just like unobserved, like weird.
What's gonna be interesting is obviously our old mate Sam has been chucked in the.
Oh, he was thrown under the bus. Hey, he was fully thrown under the bus.
He's been chucked in the clink now because he's been doing witness tampering essentially.
Witness tampering. Yeah, I mean that's kind of a bullshit thing as well. Well, he's been speaking to all the media outlets, and why can't you do that? Why can't you speak to the media? That's a bullshit reason.
Like really, his ex-girlfriend's journal to try and make her look bad, so that she won't be as credible as a witness.
That's not witness tampering. That's not witness. That's not witness
tampering.
Yeah, no, it's not. You're
trying to defame
it's still a bullshit reason. No, he was thrown under the bus. Oh,
I reckon
for sure.
No,
he's been.
He was defending him.
No, but
no,
bro. Like.
No, I think
I'm not a
saying,
fan of Sam Bankman-Fried at all. But if you're going to get him for the right things. Like he was fraud and all this other stuff.
Yeah,
but him just releasing the journal of his girlfriend, that is not witness tampering. I'm sorry.
Can I just say that that's a bitch move by Sam? That's a bitch move by Sam.
Louis,
that's a bitch move by Sam.
Like partially. So it is witness tampering. However, I actually agree with you that this does seem slightly unfair that all of these other people are just going to get off by rolling on him. They're all culpable. They should all be punished. But all of them are going to get off and they're just going to have one scapegoat, and that's pretty fucked. Like the way, you know what I mean? It's pretty fucked. There should be enough evidence to put them all away.
And what about that person who was behind him, who architectured the whole thing? Like, it wasn't Sam that architectured the whole thing.
Bro,
he was obviously just
don't even have names, bro.
Exactly. Well, there is a name. It's Dan Held or something like that. Like,
so what's going to be interesting that comes out of all of this is two things. Obviously, they potentially start going after all the funds that were donated to the politicians. So that's going to go down like a lead balloon. So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. And are they going to try and disgorge the funds from where they were donated to? I think that's highly unlikely.
Good luck with that.
Yo, if I was Trump, I would be hammering on that.
Oh, hell yeah! But
Biden,
what? And then
I'd be hammering on that.
And then it gets down. There was some little clinch where Gary Gensler may actually be able to be brought up to testify, and that means then as soon as you get him on the stand, it's fair game. Like, people can ask him a lot of very awkward questions.
A lot of questions.
Yeah, so it's going to be very, very interesting. And
he's having meetings with.
When your client is guilty, you never put them on the stand.
They're so corrupt. That's just smells of corruption. They're all.
We all know that, Sammy.
We all know that.
Who's going to be the fall guy? Yeah. Yeah, it's how much collateral damage is taken around. That's the thing.
Do you think they'll kill him? Like, he's been put in the same prison as Epstein. Do you reckon they'll Epstein him?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, he'll kill himself.
You reckon?
It'll be real this time. By the way, careful on the conversation topic. You're getting dangerously close.
Yeah, that's
true.
That'll likely get us a hammer. So it's going to be very.
Do we even know what they would look for? Like,
the S
have
word,
keywords or something.
The S word related to what you were just talking about is definitely one of the ones that fucks channels up.
Yeah, we won't say that S word.
Yeah, so interesting times, but I don't know where it's all going to head. But someone's going to have to pay the piper. I'm just not sure who that's going to be. And it looks like Sam's going to take. And rightly he should. He has got a fair bit of responsibility in all of this, but there's obviously a lot of others that
none of you can even defend the ecosystem on debating others about the ecosystem. This SEC case clearly expressed that. The only person in the community who actually could and did is Katie.
Okay, how about you learn how to type in English? How about you learn how to write in English, and then maybe we'll answer your shit.
Where did that come from anyway? Like, what?
Because by the way, for the record, not to sound defensive, but I've been listening to a lot of speakers in Twitter spaces where they just go ham on like retardation. I'm the only person here in this fucking community that has directly debated Richard Hart. So if you think KDP is your fucking hero, bring her and I'll debate her about whatever topic you want.
And spell her name right.
Disagree. Let's go. Make it happen. You make it happen. So if you don't think I can defend shit, find something that I disagree with someone and I will rip them up. They will not know what was a hole and what was not a hole after I've done with them. Let's go.
Oh, we need more drama.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, true. We're trying to actually just like zen everything out. No, I just don't like accusations like that where it's like you guys can't do shit. It's like, but you haven't seen me in action. Like, and if you had, you wouldn't be making comments.
You don't know me.
You don't know me.
The comment was a little bit of left field because I don't know.
Maybe it was general. Maybe I'm going too hard on this guy. Like maybe it was a general. Maybe he was using the royal you. One cannot debate. Blah, 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 blah.
It sounded extremely simpy to me.
To KDP.
Extremely.
Oh, it sounded really simple.
Oh yeah, true. Because
you guys can't hold a candle to KDP.
We've got Walrus. We've got rags and riches. Like there are people in our community that would crush debate, like absolutely crush. Knowledgeable, experienced, well-spoken people You're right. That was a simp comment, bro.
Simps don't see how smart the guys are in this community. I do. They don't see that.
By the way, I want to shout out to KDP.
Yeah, no, she puts in the hours.
Katie's awesome.
She does great work.
Yeah, she's cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
She's awesome. We're all Australians. We like to.
Yeah. My comment wasn't against KDP, by the way. It was against anyone that wants to step to me. Like that was a genderless, depersonalized comment. Bring your heroes here to die. I believe I heard a wise man say one.
Yeah, Kondo. Look, we'll have an open invitation. If you want to debate anyone about anything, bring it on. Let's do a live stream.
Or gladiator style, just whoever you just appoint someone that you think is amazing, and I'll crush them. Like we could do it that way. Because I doubt this person is actually going to step up. Like
he's disappeared, or he or she has disappeared, and too scared to reply because she knows we're right.
Kondo flew off.
So it will be interesting to find out if this is true about Ripple, because it just shows how incompetent the SEC are by yelling out all cryptocurrencies are security except Bitcoin, and then not appealing the Ripple case.
I think, what's been interesting to see happen is I think they took on too many people at once. So they obviously the thing with XRP been going on for a long time. Then they went after Binance, and I reckon that's sketchy as shit what they've done there, given they've told them they can't issue Paxos-based stables, but then are allowing bloody PayPal to do it. That's
ridiculous.
That's dodgy as shit.
So obvious.
Yeah. And then they've gone after Coinbase, which was they were just trying to take down the biggest they could. But what's really interesting is I'd heard this term, this amicus brief, and I had no bloody clue what it all meant.
Friend of the court. It's just basically anyone can put it in.
Yeah. So what's happening in the background is all these academics that understand case law, going all the way back to I don't know what 43 stood, all the way back to when it was all first.
Comment of the night.
Oh gosh, how do you follow that up? Yeah, so all the academics have come out and basically they're backing Coinbase and putting in submissions to that have no legal bearing but can add weight to their case. So it seems like I think they've just bitten off more than they can chew, and everyone's actually coming after the SEC, which is good.
Good.
To be serious after that one.
It's about time that the people stood up, because what they're doing to crypto right now, that's not acceptable. I mean, hundreds and thousands of people are being disadvantaged by what they're doing, and we need to stand up for our rights, So whatever they're doing might be working.
We all knew the nudge by your thing would come, so this is it.
I want to say a massive shout out to Crypto King. He's in the chat. I'll hang out with him and Miss Exquisite and Satan's Angel in Tokyo here.
Oh, nice.
And had an awesome time. Crypto King, everyone was top people. We went and had a beautiful Korean barbecue. Like, you should have seen this restaurant. Like, just because everyone there was smoke everywhere. It's like being in the 80s in Australia when you could smoke in restaurants. And that was awesome. And they're really top people, and loved hanging out with you.
That was in Tokyo, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Cool.
Tokyo. Yeah.
Is that your first time to Tokyo, Louis?
Yeah, my first time here.
So what's it like? Because I really want to go. I'd love to hear.
It's trippy. It's like a toy town. Everything looks like a toy. Like all the cars look like toys, and all the people, some of the people look like toys. And like it's really clean, super clean, really cheap. Like really like I went out and had a meal with my sister and her boyfriend. The three of us, full anything, just ordered whatever we wanted, drinks and stuff, bit of sake. It was like $39.
Damn.
It's like
what's the weirdest thing?
Is that to do with their economy?
That seems weird.
Is that their economy being
weird.
like? You know,
Strong.
I have no idea, man. Everything's cheap. Like really, like I go and get these beautiful sourdough bread from this like place just near me, and I get a nice. And they wrap it. They just weigh it and wrap it, and it's all really delicate and beautiful. And then you pay for it, and it's like hardly anything. Like super cheap. Yeah.
What's the weirdest thing?
Remember that's what food is supposed to cost. Like as in food is not supposed. Like we've got this warped idea now because you walk into a supermarket, grab like 3 or 4 items, and they're like, that's $180. Like I'm exaggerating now, but like, you're not like, oh, that's 85. That's like $85, and you're like, I've got 4 effing items here.
Yeah,
like,
that's like they're here. Yeah,
it's wild.
Right.
Now Japan's really good.
And Sammy, sounds crazy, but it's actually here that's crazy. That's normal. Like,
yeah. And Sammy, I've been trying heaps of interesting food, like tons of really interesting food. Like tonight I ate horse.
Yeah, I did the other time.
Horse sashimi.
Nice.
Yeah, raw horse.
Yeah,
horse not such a grey area of like of eating animals, right? Because you know how like there's the spectrum of animals. There's the ones that everyone around the globe thinks is fine, like chickens and cows.
Yeah.
And then as you head down to like seals and puppy dogs at the other end, where people are like, oh no, it's too cute. It's like a cuteness spectrum. It's largely a cuteness spectrum, or at least correlated. But horses are like on that grey area where you're like, yeah, they're not that cute. You can eat it, and then other people are like, "Nah, dude,
it's a
ride
horse."
them and shit. Like you can own one.
But it's just like a cow with long legs, though, isn't it?
I think horse is eatable. Like as in,
they look delicious, don't they? You see all that like the twitching muscles.
Really nice.
So starving.
You just want to put a loaf of bread around it and eat it.
What else have you been eating, Bluey?
Oh, they had tons of things. They had fried chicken cartilage, which is beautiful.
Any weird sea
life? Really nice. Yeah, like stingray fin. It's a bit rubbery. It wasn't so.
Yeah, get one for Steve Irwin. Go on, do it.
Yeah. And tons of interesting drinks, like sour. They're really into their sours, so they got and vinegar sours, like plum vinegar sours and stuff.
But boys and girls, we have a special guest tonight.
Really, this is news to me.
The one and only.
Hey,
the one and only.
What's going on?
Fully wrecked.
What's going on, bro?
How
are you?
How are you, Rick?
Good. What's going on here? Yeah. Hey, how you going?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Hey.
Stage is yours.
Good, mate.
How are you?
It's been ages.
I'm all right,
guys.
So you're out in your little country retreat there?
These speedy internet.
They came out and then they had to another 2 weeks because
Rick, your Wi-Fi is
because they got a couple of shingles. Hey, what's that?
Change your handle to fully wrecked microphone.
Yeah, probably. I've actually got all the kit now. I just got to wait for the VPN. Hey,
how are you?
Not bad. How are you? Been a long
time. It's better now. That's actually
it's been a while. Good to see you.
Still alive?
Still breathing.
We're all still here, mate.
Shitty bear market.
How are you going, Dixie? I've been watching the show occasionally, very rarely. What's been going on in the crypto land?
Well,
am I going to learn something today?
Probably 2 years.
It's been, wonderful.
Last 2 years, we've just been watching a slow and gradual slide down into the abyss for the last 2 years.
People have been calling me a genius. And then all of a sudden, I'm the worst crypto advisor ever. You know, like I was a genius.
We were all geniuses
and it's just like, you're the dumbest motherfucker.
Unrek, you remember you got to mutter these words. Dips are in the game. They just don't realize how deep the dips go.
How long they go for.
Yeah.
Or how many dips you can get within the
Yeah.
dip.
Pulse, a bit surprised how Pulse is going, actually.
It's a buying opportunity.
Is there some sort of intellectual property argument over some of the modules for Pulse or something going on? Why is Pulse, is it still price discovery, or why does it's kind of like it doesn't tell the prices? So it's like when you're doing things, I don't know, like it's
Oh yeah.
yeah, hasn't been that magic carpet ride by any stretch so far, has it? Still waiting for that.
I'm told they're working on the Block Explorer, and I think that's going to help. Oh, no, and that what you're talking about is actually the Oracle. The Oracle will help with that. So Block Explorer, like rumor that very soon we're going to have a decent Block Explorer.
Is that a legit rumor, or is that
it's still good?
Still good.
From like someone who should know, someone who.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you look at some chains.
By the way, I very rarely get inside knowledge. I just stumbled across this by having a DM conversation about something else, and this topic came up, and this person told me that was.
It's so needed. It's so needed, hey.
Dude, so desperate, so desperate.
Yeah.
And also Oracle. The Oracle will help with that price situation as well, unranked. So those two things together, I think, should solve these issues of that particular nature.
I have a question for you, Unwrecked. How are you finding now playing on two chains with like two sets of stakes and all of that sort of thing? How are you finding that? Is it?
I've had some pretty big challenges, actually, to be honest with you. I've had some challenges, not just OPSEC challenges, you know, having to like migrate, trying to new keys and just try to set up wallets in here and then I've got the like my state, which is fine. And then basically I've got
your mic is your audio is
what?
Fuck.
What happened?
Again.
Yeah. So and anyway, everyone's got to, don't worry about my sub story. I'm still here. I'm still like, you know, seeing it all go to zero just about. I'm dealing with all that stuff. So, but as soon as I get a VPN, and have all of my security stuff sorted out with proper internet connection, you know, I'll come back and I'll tell you a few stories about what to do and what not to do, kind of thing, from my experience and learning. You know, if anyone gets something from it,
Starlink,
and make the same mistakes as me,
Starlink.
then I can get
internet. You should get Starlink and put it on the back of the Series 3, mate.
I'm out in the country. Well, the Series 3, that's still vaporware. That was supposed to be, I mean, that's been sitting in the workshop at Redcliffe for 18 months. I actually went down there a couple of weeks ago and had a look at it. It's close, pretty close. The head mechanic is giving me a good work that's been done to it. So looking forward to getting that one out. So yeah, I'll have the tractor back. So yeah,
nice.
That's any day now. But anyway, that's a separate. That's not really crypto related. The HEX Late Show, right? Still pumping along.
Check out this one, Sammy.
Salty
lychee.
Still pumping along.
Oh, nice. What's the weirdest thing you've seen in Japan, Bluey?
We went out walking through the city last night, and there's all these chicks like dressed up, looking like dolls, and they're handing out flyers. No, in Tokyo.
Oh, Tokyo.
Yeah, they're promoting something. I didn't know what they were promoting, so I asked one, and she was like singing, dancing. But then there's like just tons of them. Like you walked, and there's more and more everywhere, and you're just going, "What?" I don't know if I was in a part of town, and there was like lots of anime shops around that part of town, so something like that.
I ended up in this part of town. I don't know how I got there, and there just happened to be.
Like tons of chicks.
Did you go and visit all the little bars and things like that? The ones where you can fit like 3 people in them? And
no, I haven't been to many bars. I'm not a big drinker or anything.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Did you get any underwear from the vending machine?
No underwear.
That was my question. My question was, that's all you hear about, like Japan. You hear about the vending machines with underwear. So once you find one and you've moved Papa Boner out of the way, how do you actually what do you do?
Take a photo.
What do you?
We want to see in real life, Louis.
A vending machine. I don't know where they are. How do you find them?
With the dirty panties.
Just sniff them out.
Google, bro.
Just Google. Or dirty undies.
Sniff
dirty panty vending machine.
Vending machine.
Google it. And right near me, and it'll tell you. Google's amazing for that.
I'm heading out to some other cities tomorrow. Going to go on a little trip.
You going to Disneyland?
No, I don't think so.
Fair enough. You're a bit old for that.
Yeah.
Never.
What even is that? What's a Disneyland anyway? So it's like rides and stuff, eh?
Yeah.
There's more for your kids. You got Universal Studios over there. That's pretty cool. That's if you're into that sort of stuff. That's worth a visit.
Yeah, not really.
No. Make sure you check out Kyoto. Kyoto's awesome.
That's where I'm going. Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon that'll be your highlight. It's pretty good there.
Yeah, I'm hopping on a bullet train tomorrow.
Oh, nice. Cool. We should take a video, photos, Bluey, and show us what it's like.
The landscape.
Oh, you'll see how fast you're going.
Trains in the world, right? That was like their claim to fame. It's why it was called the bullet train. It would have been at the time when it was made.
Yeah.
It would have been the fastest train in the world.
Yeah.
How fast do they go?
Like,
I think
very fast. Like
between
300 plus Ks.
Yeah, or 300
really?
plus. Yeah, shit.
That's really fast.
You think about all the steel that Australia had, right? And that we sent over to China, we sold to China. They've got now railways all over China, and now they want to build them all over the world. What have we built in Australia? Nothing.
Not railways.
We're good at digging holes, mate.
Evergrande.
Big hole. Punch holes like this.
Yeah.
How's the new house going, Unwrecked Pirate?
Yeah, it's good. You know, busy. It's keeping me on the toes. You know, it's good to see you guys. And keep being the stalwarts as well. You know, and you guys are awesome. You guys are. It's you know, it's interesting. These are just there's a lot of challenges with. I reckon it would have been hard building one of these form, and they were kind of like a design, and they are designed in a hexagon, which is a bestagon, but there's lots of little voids, and it's interesting how they bolted up like 6 triangles together in an A-frame, came as an A-frame triangle, and then bolted those together to make like a dome, and then but power wise and insulation wise, installation wise, it's pretty good. Like I'm sitting up in the lofts at the moment. It's chilling.
And are you getting more fresh air?
You know,
now
I'm pretty happy.
Do you feel happier because you got more fresh air and more relaxed down the country?
Yeah, I got space around me. I got mini orchard, I suppose. We've got in the it's an old pineapple farm, so anything grows. And you know, I got a shed and a couple of dogs, and I'm just basically looking for opportunities, I suppose. You know, I've got avocados growing. I've got like getting different crops going. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So
are you going to grow your own veggie patch?
Yeah, we've already got tomatoes and silver beet and
or your own herbs, mate.
not so much. You know, yeah, I suppose you could grow anything you want, provided it's, you know, all above board. Potatoes, there's potatoes, wild potatoes, sweet potatoes. I've got a dragon fruit ground. I've got lots of massive dragon fruit.
Nice.
I've got oranges. I had oranges. I had too many oranges. I took them over to the neighbours to make marmalade. And what else? I've got mandarins. The avocados are just going gangbusters still. But
Mate,
two
you
big
sound
trees.
like you're in paradise.
Dragon
Yeah.
fruit are awesome.
This sounds like paradise to me.
Unread Pirate. And are you?
No, but mate, this actually sounds like paradise. I can't think of anything I'd rather have than be self-sufficient on land
tell you
with
what,
my own food.
Yeah, I've got solar panel, and the water. There's a flows out of water system. I could put a bore down if I wanted to. It's all rainwater. Yeah, I've got a big tank and everything. So, but you know, it's a bit like that. It's a little bit like that. It's good to be that way.
And are you growing dragon fruit?
Yeah, they were already here. Like there's lots of big, well-established dragon fruit. But what I mean is there's one that's growing now.
Mm.
Yeah, like the actual fruit itself. Like
dragon fruit.
You see dragon fruit.
Oh no, it doesn't. The white ones or the red ones?
The grey white ones. Terrible.
Oh, they're beautiful dragon fruit. If you get a good one.
Dragon fruit's awesome. The first time I ever ate one, I was like, what the hell is this? Like, it's barely got any taste.
It's like a made-up fruit.
And then I ate enough of them because it was like one of the only fruit available. I was in a remote location in Laos. And I just kept eating them, and then I fell in love with them. Now I love that shit.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I'm wrapped for you. You're doing your thing. You're self-sufficient, getting the fresh air. Just what the doctor ordered. And not sticking your head in crypto and watching.
Well, the doctors ordered me to go and get me nuts cut out, but no, I said no to that.
Hell no. Does he not realise we're about to go into a bull market?
You got to go down swinging.
We need all the taurine we
That's
can
it.
get.
He was like, I don't want you having kids unwrecked.
Yeah.
So are you?
I'm so tired.
Did you say your doctor or your wife?
I don't have a wife anymore, but I have a nice young lady who I would marry. You know, one day if she does. But she'll probably start hating me like the rest of them.
Oh,
what do you do?
You're not that bad. Is
What
that
do you
your
do?
girlfriend? That's nice to hear you got a girlfriend.
Yeah,
you guys know I quote Richard Hart a lot, but Richard explained that phenomenon of why the relationships are most difficult around that sort of like between 6 and 8 year period.
7
years.
years.
I've always had my own theories around that as well.
7 year itch,
the 7
baby.
year itch. 7 year itch.
Oh, anything more than 2.
Really?
Jexer and me just sitting here.
Jexer
and me just sitting here like.
How are you going?
You are the true nomad, aren't you?
Mate,
Hey, what's that?
how long you been married for? 43.
I'll just say over 10 years. I'll just say that.
Damn.
So
That's
long enough.
It's a state achievement.
No, it's you know, we got three young children, so they keep us busy, active, always lots to do. We actually talk about a lot how much we look forward to having a bit more quiet when they get a little bit older. As much as we want to enjoy like that they're really young, we're looking forward to them being at school. So
It'll happen 43.
You know, because you got 3 little ones running around the house. It's hard to.
And I can vouch for that. I heard 43 playing basketball out the front while we're having a chat, and there's a bit of racket going on.
Yep. It's never ending. That's why I stream at 9:30 in the evening, because everyone's in bed. Nice. And that's the only time, as a father of 3 kids, you can do anything when the kids are sleeping. It's the only time. So, but yeah. Yep. Over 10 years. It's been good fun.
That means fun having a root by your kids, have you?
Oh, like he does that, Emily, but they're not all like you, dirty bird. Yeah, 43.
What do you say? I didn't hear that.
No.
What do you say that?
Unfortunately, the microphone censored him out, like auto censoring.
No, say
I don't want to know.
What do you say, Sammy?
Now, witty comments
don't
work
Bandicoot.
if you have to like restate them and explain them and stuff. Let's just move on.
Yes, move on to something important. The boys don't want to hear about.
Listen, let me just make something. Let me just say something. Make something very, very clear. Make something very clear. Okay, I've had 3 kids. So clearly, I like doing something, and it's just that you got to pick your moments when you got 3 kids.
Get a bigger TV.
Moments.
Good boy.
Get a bigger TV.
Good boy. Oh, Mr. Mile High Club over here. Have a look at him. He loves it.
Planes, trains, and automobiles, my friend. Planes, trains, and automobiles. The trifecta.
Very good.
Look how awkward it got.
Wait, we just take.
Sorry, it's just supposed to be about crypto
of our community. Remember that stream where they were like, "So Richard, have you got any updates for us on PulseChain?" He's like, "Yeah, I've been fucking." I was like, "What? Everyone's desperate to hear about how PulseChain's going." And he's just talking about how he's just been like,
tells about that he was at an orgy.
He's like, yeah, it's been really good. It's been everything's been going really good. Everyone's like, that's great. And he's like, yeah, in my sex life. Don't worry about the chain.
He sprained a finger at one stage or something, didn't he?
That's right.
A couple of wrists.
That's right.
Well, he did have a bit of wanking cramp, did he?
RSI's got carpal tunnel. Just it would get like that with that much money, but yeah, let's go.
So, Unrect, I don't know whether you want to say this or not, or whether you are or not, but are you planning on heading down to Sydney to catch up with everyone?
Oh yeah, if I can, I've got my priorities and everything. Like,
sure.
But yeah, if I got a little bit of spare cash, I'll try and get down there. I would like to. Definitely. I've been to Sydney. I've been trying to get to Sydney since before COVID. I've been down there for Yonkis. It's been a while. So not just that, but also to see everyone.
Yeah.
What's that?
Be awesome to see you if you can make it.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, it'd be good to see you guys. Yeah. I've been pretty lucky. I've been cruising around a bit and I've been able to sort of like do my own thing and things like that. But I'm still trying to set up get everything, let the dust settle on. Made some mistakes, yeah. But all in all, I've done, I suppose. But it's still tough. I am been struggling a little bit with trying to get my head around, especially the stable coins. The stable coins has been one of the challenges that I've had. Like I don't know, the other week I was having a bit of a play around, and the USDC from Pulse was saying, like, I was you get. It was cheap as chips or whatever, and I bought a whole heap of it and sent it back across, and it was not worth anything. But like, it's the same with the wheat. So like, there's a couple of different ETH from Ethereum, ETH from Ethereum, and then there's like these cheap copies that and if you click on them and if you're not paying attention, you end up with like coins, useless coins. So
Exactly.
I've been trying to, I don't know, tread lightly, I suppose, and because I'm doing the migration and I've got some legacy stuff that I'm trying to pull together and get organised. It's been particularly challenging, really. But look, you know, silver lining. I mean, I don't know. I think Pulse will perform well. I think HEX will perform well. I'm surprised to see how low HEX has gone now. I don't know if it's the Americans, all the FUD and all the nonsense, or what happened there. But like the prices, well, I'm not blaming it. I like to blame them. Why not blame them? Why not? Why not?
I think he's more saying
They're
the
only
Americans
they're
in
only
terms of the
Yankees.
SEC is in America, not the American community members, right?
Oh, is it something to do with that? It could be something to do with that as well. I don't know. Hey, look, I'm just speculating. I wouldn't have a clue. I haven't been looking at it because I don't want to look at it. I mean, like seriously. I haven't been doing it. I've been just enough to. But yeah, it's all just been hard going. I suppose, apart from like
blame the
HEX
Seppos,
stakes.
mate. Blame the Seppos.
I don't think it's just you, Unrec.
That's what
Crypto Twitter's very quiet all round. We've probably got we've still got one of the most active communities in ours. Is like cricket sometimes. So yeah, I think everyone's.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I mean, yeah. All in all, it's a good camaraderie in the HEX community. I think it is second to none. But like there has been some factions and there's been some different ulterior motives with agendas and chilling this and that and whatnot. And but yeah, look, I mean, everyone's got to make their own choices and everyone's got to do it. That's what crypto's about.
Well, if the Bitcoin community and the Ethereum community is anything to go by, it's not going to change, mate. Everyone, you look into their communities and all the layer 2 chains are fighting against each other over who's got better tech, and there's always something. So I think as you get more people in, that's a good thing, but it just means more differing opinions. So yeah, it's not going to get any better, I don't think. If anything, it's going to get
the broad church
until the bull. Then everyone makes friends.
Oh no, but even still, like it is as a community gets bigger, and you've got more, whether you call them factions or whatever, but more people. You'll have some people come in and back one coin and want to promote that, and others will think it's shit, and it's going to happen. Like we're going to have all play out. There's going to get more and more, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I reckon it's good. It's a sign of a healthy community. So yeah,
diversity,
guys. Get used to it. This is what it's going to be like. It's going to be pretty noisy, and there's going to be people shouting on crypto Twitter all the time. Don't take it too seriously.
I hope they fix that crypto Twitter Spaces deal.
What aspect?
I hope they make. I would like replays to be easier to scroll through.
It's so bad.
And
that part is so bad.
That aspect of it is the worst. That's the worst.
I was doing one today where I'd be listening to it and it would just reset to the start, and I'd be like, wait, what? And then I don't know the timestamp that I was on, plus what you're talking about, where it's like if it's like a 4+ hour long one, which this one was like a few hours. Yeah, it's just a nightmare, bro.
Like a millimeter could be like half an hour. It's like it's disgusting. They need to get that sorted to make it better. If they got that sorted, I would listen to so many of those spaces. And like you would listen to them on 2X or something,
much,
you know,
content, like so much alpha.
You know what I worked out actually? I was watching what's his name, Tucker Carlson, and if you're watching it and you turn off your phone, it just goes off and it resets to the start of the video, and it's so annoying. But then I worked out there's this little kind of button.
Is that YouTube?
No, this is Twitter.
No, this is Spaces. If your screen turns off, it resets it as well.
Yeah, but what I noticed with the video now is if I press this little little box thing with an arrow, it took it into like a little box on my phone, and then I could just go onto all other apps while I was listening to that, and I could even turn off my phone and it'd still go.
Oh, okay. It makes it.
So they are,
okay.
I guess,
it like pins a little player.
Yeah.
YouTube does that as
host
well.
A lot
for
of
me, I think it might be a premium feature though. But
That's
YouTube
great.
does
that for me as well.
So it pops the player out, and then you can continue on doing other shit. Perfect.
So
you've got to have YouTube Premium so you can turn
off no ads as well. Yeah. But Twitter, that has
no ads.
Tangent, you seem to, you host a lot of spaces when you're doing that. And I don't know whether this is just a me thing or whether everyone has this problem. You can never even tell who the hell is speaking because one person be speaking and the little speaking
the icon of who's speaking is always wrong.
You got no clue what the hell's
it's showing
going
the
on.
host's face even though someone else is talking. That part is quite annoying actually.
And
you don't want every speaker to have to be like, it's Tangent speaking again, blah 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 blah. Oh, now it's Danny speaking. Da da da. Like it's that could be improved. The replayability. Also, I get a problem where if there's speaker requests that I can't see. So I know they're there because when you minimize it, it says 2 speaker requests, but when I bring it up, they're not there. And one way to solve it is sometimes if you bring up a co-host, they can see it and bring it up. But then people get annoyed that you're like gatekeeping them, even though you're not. And then this weird thing where if you bring someone on as a co-host, if they've got someone blocked or someone has them blocked, those people get immediately booted out of the space, which I think is ridiculous.
Or just being able to get onto Twitter Spaces if you're on a laptop, being able to speak if you're on a
computer. They've just
really?
Yep. Now you can do that.
So they're slowly improving it, hey? Well, the other thing
they are working on it. They are aware of it.
Why can't you set your own algorithm? Like that's with all of the social media sites. Like, why can't you set like who sees what you see? Like what you see?
If anyone's going to do that, Elon will do it first. If anyone's going to give people that level,
I don't think they're going to do it.
Twitter.
I don't. Yeah, I'm sus on
Twitter or no one. Twitter or no one, because he's all about that kind of shit. Yeah. Look, he released the algo. Of what.
Yeah, I know. But it's like I don't want to have to game it. I just want to be able to make it have like little.
No. Sorry. I'm not saying that these things are the same. I'm just saying it shows that he has this kind of like attitude that is like transparent and wants
but he's also talked about how you're going to have government ID. You're going to have government ID soon, and do all of that kind of KYC stuff.
Yeah. So it's it's the thin end of
the. There at all? Or
no. Okay. So the basic free
accounts
will
bring that digital ID.
Yeah, so free accounts will be free. If you want to get a premium account, you get your blue check. You pay for that, and then ID will be optional if you want to get ID. But I think optional will fast turn into mandatory. I think.
That sucks.
Yep.
But if you pay, then there's a connection anyway. The second you pay.
But government ID,
we've got
ID. That is risking people's lives.
If you know someone's,
I'm not being hyperbolic.
Yeah. No. If you know someone's phone number and their credit card, you know who they are. So why do you need photo ID? That's just next level dumb. And I think a lot of people will let us walk at that point. So I hope he doesn't go down that path. I thought we're making progress.
He claims that free speech. You cannot have free speech if people are in countries where they could be persecuted for their opinions.
All right.
You will kills free speech. I think that's the pitch we need to give him.
Okay. I think he's aware of that.
He must be.
So this is a good segue for something that we were talking about in private chat. Is it called friends.tech? Is that or friend.tech?
Friend.tech. No, not plural.
Where you can create an account and people can buy shares in your account. Is my understanding of how it works.
Pretty much. Yep.
Yeah.
So they get access to you. So you can actually, like, if you want to write to somebody, you have to buy a share in their thing, and then you can write to them. Yeah. So the people who are more popular, they're going to go up in price. So people are trading other people. So
this has just been launched on Base. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And what, these are tokens to be able to contact someone.
I'll give $2.99 for Bluey.
Ethereum. And people, I'll
bid for.
So, yeah. It's interesting. It's I've got.
Does this mean funding
sounds
was
like
like
a
ahead of
$2 $2 shop?
Look, it's an idea that's been around for a while.
Does this mean funding Jim was ahead of the curve?
I'm going to sell Bluey dolls down to everyone. Get down to Silly Sollies and buy the Dirty Grundy's bloody Bluey doll for $2.99. It's a steal. Get it today and trade it. Like everyone's got to have it. People are going to go nuts over this. It's going to be bigger than grip ball. I'm telling you, the Bluey doll.
Yeah, this sounds weird. This sounds
not
like
Bluey the dog. The Bluey the crypto genius who hates Einstein.
They've tried to monetize this stuff before with Steam, and
they have tried in Steam and that. And you know what? Steam was like worth a lot of money. You can make a ton of money on Steam for a while. So. Yeah. But the thing is, this is backed by like Coinbase. You know,
I'm going to make a lot of money on you, Louis.
I did the onboarding thing of it. It was pretty simple. They've kind of got that down, just that little part down. Yeah.
So do you have to dock yourself, or is it just
all Louis?
Well, if you're on, no, you don't have to dock yourself unless you want to hook your Twitter up to it. Well, you hook your Twitter up to it. I think I had the choice of whether I wanted to hook the Twitter up to it. So you don't have to dox yourself because you can send it from a private address, put money on it. So yeah.
Don't you reckon Twitter's going to set itself up to be the WeChat?
Well, that's what he wants. He's said that. He's been open about that. He's been very open about that.
So if they're going to be a money transmitter, then they're going to be forced
KYC
to
and everything.
Oh, that's a good point.
KYC.
And I think that's probably where he's heading with the
they want to mine the data.
Yeah.
And they want us to mine data. What are your spending habits? What are your spending patterns? Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, that sucks. Because unless he can somehow isolate
that's where I will check out. That's
you know what? I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that by trying to replicate that model of being an all-in-one app, by definition, you can't.
But you can also separate it, you know what I mean? Like you can have the private side of yourself and you can have the public side of yourself. And the public side you can...
If they allow it. Like if they allow that to be
that's just a matter of you using technology and how you use the tools.
This is a good point right here. You'll only have to KYC if you maybe earn or spend.
If they set it up like that. This is my point. They might not do that. They might just say,
"You're gonna have to."
You get one account and it does everything. You can choose not to use those other services, but this one account.
If they turn around,
that's how the Chinese app works. The WeChat or whatever. It's there is no
if they turn around and say, okay, for you to have your Twitter, I need your ID. I'm gonna tip the fuck. I mean, not that anyone cares, but I'll tip the fuck off straight away.
I'll tip the table over.
I guarantee you are going to have KYC if you want to do any sort of bloody transaction. Guarantee it because they've got one.
That makes sense. Guys, listen, I wouldn't do transactions on Twitter like on principle.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to use more centralized services. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to use more decentralized services.
Yeah, but my point is they might not isolate these services, so you might not get the choice. It's like an all or nothing thing. You either use their app or you don't.
I'll just.
So you're not. Yeah.
That
sucks.
And then I won't.
No, Twitch has been going for ages.
Everyone. There will be a lot of people in the same.
Yeah, I'll be out. I'll be hard out. As in, there's no chance in shit.
A lot of people.
But,
all of crypto Twitter will probably.
We have a decentralized. We have a decentralized Twitter at the moment that works amazingly well. No one's on it. It's called Twitch. It uses Bitcoin Cash. And or BSV, Bitcoin BSV or something. One of those.
Bro.
It works so well. It works so well.
Yeah, it works well other than the fact that it's got no network effect. I also don't like the Bitcoin Cash thing.
Exactly.
But dude. So many people have tried and failed because you can't fuck with the network effect with these social media platforms. That's why Elon bought Twitter rather than trying to do his own.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very, very, very difficult to like.
So you just have the choice. You have the choice. You either KYC and go that mainstream route where everyone is and the networking effect is happening, or you go on the decentralized, and maybe over time it builds up. I don't know.
You had Trump, who's got massive influence, try and do his own social media pro thing. That's Truth Social, fail. Like so far fail. You had that one with the logo is like a torch, and it was meant to be like a decent, and they made it super easy. That was like, it was backed by celebs, and it was like, I've got it on one of these phones, but like they made it super easy that your Twitter shit can port straight over. It can import all your shit, so that it's like one click, you're basically ported straight over. Fail, didn't work. You had all the Bitcoin based ones fail. All like the dev of WePulse was talking about, they've got they spun up a new version of Steemit called Hive something or other.
Yeah.
And you can have your own branded front end to it. And so he's got one called Icebreak. And he's like, it's great, it works well, blah, blah, blah. And I signed up for it. And then I realized like I probably will play around with it a bit just because I like the dude, I like his style, and he's a super early Bitcoiner as well. But and also I got mad alpha from him. I listened to a Twitter space. I learned so much from him about like yield farming and shit that I didn't already know. And that's quite rare for me to like learn shit in the crypto space. Not to sound like an asshole, but there's not a lot of stuff that people tell me that I don't already know. And he said like 3 or 4 things in one Twitter space that I hadn't heard before. That was like valuable shit. And so I'll fuck around with his. But I don't have high hopes for it getting traction because, and sorry, Unrect, I didn't hear what you just said, but the network effect.
I said you're pretty switched on. You're smart.
Thanks.
When it comes to all that.
I see. It's very rare for me.
Like,
unless something is actually new information that was not known before, like when Bluey said today, the SEC did this, unless it's news or a new protocol, then people can tell me shit I don't know. But things in retrospect, there's very, very little. It's rare for me. I don't even remember the last time someone said something like that where it's old information where I'm like, holy shit, I didn't know that. And he was just dropping knowledge the entire Twitter space. So it's that network effect, man. It's impossible. It's like it's nearly impossible. It's tough.
It makes, but you know what
Rumble
happens.
Is doing well, though.
What happens when
Rumble's another great example of how difficult it is. So they've got Russell Brand is over there and promoting it. They've got other big names over there promoting it. It's still struggling real hard to compete with YouTube.
How do you define struggling? What do you mean? How do you decide? It's growing. I think.
Well, I agree with what Richard said about it, where he said like you just look at the metrics of these other platforms compared to YouTube, and it's just like it's orders of magnitude less. So like YouTube is where all of your views are. So you know how he said, look, day 43, you can use your stream link and stream at multiple places, but all of your views and all of your comments. Look at the comments in this stream. You look at how many of them come through with the Twitch logo rather than the YouTube one. It's like 1 in 100, not even. It's like these other platforms, even if they're perceived as being like that, they have that you've heard of them. That's something, but compared to YouTube, just like not even close.
Yeah, but
like,
it's
not same ballpark.
Don't you see a world where we have all sorts of options, and so maybe you do just go to ones which aren't as big, and like
yes.
you go, Odyssey and Rumble and that, you know what I mean? And
but in the same way that you've got like tens of thousands of cryptocurrencies, and Bitcoin still has like nearly 50% dominance. It's like there's other options, but do
you know where this could be slightly different, Tangent? Because a lot of people in crypto have that ethos of using money that's not fiat. Maybe just because of that, all the crypto people would migrate to another platform.
That's maybe the best shot. Is one where it's like crypto related, but even I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Look, I'm not saying that it can't happen. I'm saying it's much more difficult than people realize.
Yeah, tough. Super tough.
Look, like Facebook took out MySpace, right? That happened. So
that was early in the game, though. That was before you got real kick on network effect.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, that was extremely early in like people still didn't even really know what social media was. So, I mean, try and think of other examples where that
would have been a good option.
I've tons of people have left Facebook. I know tons of people who don't use Facebook anymore.
Yes.
And I used to be all
but they
over
still
Facebook
dominate.
in the
They
early
still
days.
dominate on stats. They
Because-
still
Yo, I haven't used Facebook for over 10
I think they
years.
do.
It's for
I
old
think they're
people.
losing,
10
losing
years.
people.
Yeah, Facebook's on
Like,
its
no
way
one's-
out.
who uses
Facebook's on its way
Facebook?
out. But remember that
Yeah.
they buy their competition, right? They bought Instagram, they bought Snapchat, they buy up anything that threatens their legacy of being the. So
Yeah, but they also release shit that doesn't work, like Threads. Like
that was a fail.
And their
Yep,
goggle.
that was their.
and
But
they-
notice
didn't they
that
have
was
the
their
go- the
attempt
go-
to take on Twitter head to head. So
Yeah.
they're competing against
Yeah.
another network effect that is entrenched.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
so
but
that's
I
just
wouldn't-
highlighting my
I
point.
can see a world. I can imagine a world where
That-
Facebook is no longer relevant in the social media
But
space.
do you see
That's
how
what
that
I'm saying.
fail of Facebook is on supporting my point, because that was them trying to take on an entrenched network effect, which was Twitter, and failing immediately.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Yeah. I don't disagree that the network effect has this thing where it all kind of like all the people end up going to one thing. But my point is that those things change over time, and even though it might feel like it's never going to change, and it can't, they do eventually.
I think a lot of those
they can eventually.
I think a lot of those are generational based.
That's right.
So
Bluey,
I know all of my
be a household name.
all of my
The
kids,
grungy,
they're on Snapchat.
the Bluey doll,
They
grungy,
don't
grungies.
have the other apps. They've never even looked at Facebook, never been on Twitter. Their generation uses Snapchat
and TikTok.
TikTok.
And TikTok, man. TikTok is the best thing ever.
Spotify have a really good.
Oh,
They could definitely. Spotify could definitely give YouTube a run for its money if it had like all its music with videos.
Yeah.
Like it would, because a lot of people just go onto YouTube to listen to or watch music or listen to music.
Yeah, it's true.
That's not a bad point, because they've already got a user base. It's like the reason the government didn't want Facebook to do money, because they're like, if we allow someone who's already got this many users that are they already have accounts, and we allow them to pivot into a different industry, they will just absolutely
make their own
crush
money.
the fuck out of it. So Spotify's already got a massive user base. It's installed on everyone's phones, computers, stuff. That's a great example of how you could maybe do this.
Yeah, because they've got like Rogan's podcasts, which are all video podcasts. So they've obviously got the tech. Maybe they just don't have the infrastructure for like a worldwide.
What's what's that little X factor that sends people to YouTube more than Spotify? Like what?
Easy, just works easy.
But
what do you mean for? Do you mean specifically for music videos?
Well, not for music videos, but why hasn't there been more?
Well, Spotify doesn't have anyone can put on content. Like we can't do a live stream on Spotify.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Also, so
they have podcasts and things.
YouTube has actually got YouTube Music, so they're trying to compete with Spotify. So it would be fair if Spotify was like, "All right, fair play, let's go."
But they fail as well. They've been failing at the movies thing for years. They've had their own movies, you know.
Ones you pay for.
Yeah, ones you pay for.
Rent or whatever.
Yeah, and they've been failing for years on that. Like it hasn't worked out.
So that's your thing, really, with Spotify. Is it's not a social media app.
But notice how even this example still supports my side, like my commentary, that we're talking about Spotify being able to do this, having a chance, because they've already got the network effect. Like, so it's like, that's another example that just supports how difficult it is to do without a network if you're trying to build the network effect.
You hear that, Kondo? Do you hear that, Kondo? Don't mess with tangent, boy.
I'll turn your arguments into my arguments. That's it. Like, I'll learn from the best.
That's it.
Reframe this shit until it's like...
So Ted DeFi saying the difference with friend tech is you have to link your Twitter. Is that true?
No, you don't have to. Well, I had the option to.
By the way, shout out Ted. Ted adopted an orangutan.
Hey?
He adopted an orangutan.
You're just trying to pump your orange shit.
Ted DeFi. No, legit. He did. And is it Ted DeFi that's in the comments?
An orange-a-tang?
An orangutan.
One must be tough.
Legit, as part of the tank.
Day 43 can't even afford a haircut.
Let me just check if it's the same guy. If it's Ted DeFi, then that's the guy that did it.
Yeah.
I don't see the comment. Yeah, Ted DeFi. Yeah, straight Straight up, he adopted sponsored a orangutan.
You know what a lot
that's really cool.
You know what a lot of people do actually? A lot of people start off on YouTube and then say we're doing the first half an hour on YouTube and then we're migrating over to Rumble.
And to talk about the things that we would get banned for. Yeah. Russell Brand does
and
that.
the thing about Rumble as well is you get like Rumble rants, and they don't take anywhere near as much as YouTube.
Oh, in terms of the donations.
So
The
really,
money,
that's the attack you've got to do if you've got a vampire your subscriber
YouTube.
base.
Yeah. We should probably do it. Hey, get on Rumble.
We should at least dual stream.
If we get,
we should get the key.
And at least that's a whole new audience over there as well.
We're going to need to upgrade our. Well, I mean, right now we're on Discourse Syndicate, so I guess we could do it when we're doing on Discourse Syndicate. But when we're on,
does the free restream restrict how many things you can stream to at once?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think you can only do 2.
Oh, we can pitch it.
But this is not. This is not
YouTube and Rumble.
So, Bluey, we're going to wait till the bull run before we buy the subscription.
I
know, right? Sucks being Paul.
I listened to this stream from the start, by the way, while I was getting ready and stuff, and I heard you guys talking about the food that you do when you're povo. And so like, I was going to say, when we were in uni, we used to do like, you could go and get like a whole roasted chicken from the supermarket and a loaf of bread, and like 3 or 4 of you could eat that, and be full. Like you've eaten more than you feel sick by the end of it. You've eaten so much, and it costs nearly nothing.
But you're just eating like savages, ripping a chicken apart.
Yeah. Don't even toast the bread. Like this would be in a car park. Like we would just go and eat it in the car park, legit, and then go back to uni. Yeah. Like that's high end. Like as in, because most people at uni were eating like Maggi noodles. So that was like
You're going gourmet.
That was fancy.
Fancy.
Yeah.
Noodles in the cup. Or however awesome, they're cheap and they fill the spot and they smell delicious.
Chuck some veggies in there.
Do you know what I find my problem with noodle in a cup is? Because you're pouring the boiling water in, and so the water quickly cools as it tries to work its magic on the noodles and like make them soft. Whereas when you do it in a pot, you can actually keep the water at 100 degrees and properly boil it through. So I don't know. I just prefer, if I'm doing Maggi noodles, I prefer to actually do it on the stove than those.
Oh, me too, man.
Those in a cup ones.
Me too.
But
I don't mess with the
on mine sites. I used to have to do the cup noodles.
The rectangle packet ones are the best. Those the ones in the cup. I'm just like, nah.
Dude, you should see the food here in Japan. Like in 7-Elevens, it's fucking. You get sashimi, and it's really good quality.
So you're getting like high end food, and
You get like little things of just a beautiful grilled salmon piece, and you get like some chicken wings just with like carrot and turnip and stuff. Like it's already been cooked, and you get high. And the shopping centers, like the supermarkets, had such an array of like stuff, like heaps of different kind of things. You don't know what the fuck most of it is, but
not
tons
of your monk's bug plug. Bluey's in there getting his monk's bug plug. Get your monk's bug plug.
Monk's bug plug.
You know what's a good cheap meal? Baked potato. Baked potato, a little bit of cheese, sour cream. Cheap and easy and filling.
You know, now we're at the bottom of a bear market. We're talking about the cheapest ramen you can get.
Spudshed does like $1 for a kilo of potatoes or something, don't they? Like you can, it's like that's their thing. Is like it's like almost like an advertising thing that you can go there and get potatoes for like nearly nothing.
Where's this?
You go to the Hari Krishnas. Find your local Hari Krishnas every Sunday. They give you free food.
Have you guys got Spudshed?
No.
There's places in the city. You're right. There's like Hindi places in the city where it's by donation. You eat for free, and then you donate what you.
In Melbourne they have a restaurant which is by donation.
Yes. What's
it called? It's out of the Abbotsford Convent.
Wait, so we're actually going to be fine. We're going to be okay. We're going to be fine. We're going to be fine.
Little farm there, Louis. There's a little farm there. Yeah.
Boys and girls, we've been going
there
for an hour and 28 minutes. So the Wake Up Hex is coming on in about 15 minutes. So if we just want to quickly go around the room and let everyone say their piece. Jexa?
Eat as much ramen as you can. Build up your strength. We've got a lot of work coming ahead of us. What was that?
Who's next? Who's next? Unwrecked. You got to sign out. Is that your chair?
Well, sign out.
Talking about
haven't thought of anything.
No, it's this guy right here.
Hey, what do you reckon? What did I do?
No one's farted on stream since the last time.
Hey, I could be like the. No, I was not. I did not. Hey, I could be like the. I'm like the GT, the Aussie GT. Woods. I'm in the woods. I got to be right little bullets. You know, shoot me little handgun.
People won't know.
And all this.
People won't know who GT is.
Like talking about. I had a Twitter for 10 years, and that motherfucker got me banned. I had to start a new one. But anyway,
what did you say to him? What did you say to him?
I'm the. Oh, I don't know, something similar nugget that got me banned. One of them. But I breached the community guidelines. I think I threatened.
Don't repeat it. Don't repeat it. If it was something that got the show, man.
I remember what you did. I won't repeat it. We've all done it.
What was that? Was it Nugget? Or was it GT? The gay, the homo.
I don't know. Yeah. I think you did something said something about someone's legs. Maybe
don't knock it till you try it.
Like that.
I know. It's all in jest.
Guys, remember we're doing sign out.
People just take things too. They take themselves too seriously. That's the problem.
We're doing sign.
All right, I'll
tune
in
into the DeFi Down Under channel for quality entertainment.
Quality assurance.
Oh, Bluey, are you around? We've got our show on Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday I'll be around.
And remember, I'm most likely going to be doing one as well. So sub to this channel. This channel, you get their show, the one where they do not hex, where they explore other stuff. You'll also get my one, which will be the TA on PRC20s, by subbing to this channel, DeFi Down Under. Let's go.
Yeah, so some people will be watching.
I don't know where I'll be.
Oh, I've got to wait.
So hopefully I'll be.
Sorry. When I say this channel, it's DeFi Down Under. So if you're not watching this on DeFi Down Under right now, you need to go and search that channel and sub to that channel.
Yep. I'm telling you.
And then
there's a market for those blue dolls.
Shout out Tangang. Thanks for all the support. And in terms of like live toys and stuff like that, I had a stream with Crypto 7 just before this one, and people tell me that the metrics are just higher whenever it's like Tangang related in terms of asking them to come and support the community and hit like and that sort of thing.
Sammy.
Hey, good to see everyone. Thanks for joining us. And don't forget, if you need tickets to the Melbourne meetup, let me know. I'll help you out.
Sydney.
Ladies Discourse this Saturday, Australian time. And yeah, I just said Sydney meetup in October. Don't forget to get a ticket.
I'm coming down for some knickers.
Unwrecked. Any words? Any words for our viewers?
Yeah, look, it's not really. I mean, look, I'm here to learn, and don't leave me. I mean, just some bloke like having a crack at the and it's challenging. And well, you know, what do you say? The gloss has come out of it for me. Yeah, well, I mean, you got to have a ticket to the game, so. Look, I am still learning, and I still I'm hanging on to the thin thread of belief that like there is innovation within, particularly the HEX contract and some of the other top tier cryptos like Pulse and PulseX. I'm not quite sure at the moment, but I mean, the people that are really watching this, and you guys, you know, 10 out of 10 to you guys. Hey, look, you know. I'm just look. All I can say is, it's good to be here talking with you, and I've got nothing really to say. So,
it was good to have you back on.
Yeah, we love you, Unrex.
Awesome to see you again, mate. Jump on whenever, man. Jump on whenever you want, mate. We're always.
I like to see what's happening with Richard Hart. Yeah, so I haven't been keeping up. I haven't keeping up to speed. You guys keep me informed before I get my info from them. I have been. It's been painful. It's been painful.
You haven't in your basement, man.
Hey,
I thought you had him in your basement.
Well, yeah. What's that?
Richard.
The monkeys that keep the internet going. Oh, Richard. I'd like to have him. I'd put him down there. All right. I have got a cellar, by the way, because back in the old days, before flushies and that, they had to have it under the floor fucking deal. Oh mate, I've got antiques galore. No, but I could be the GT, the Aussie GT from now on. Couldn't I? Come on here and talk
guys, I'm getting hungry. I'm out. I'll see you guys next week.
All right, guys. Let's we'll see you next week, okay?
Catch you later, everyone.
Okay, we are set for you, Richard. What do you want people to know about you?
I got a big dick. This here is $3.1 million of watches. I don't know world's biggest diamond. You don't. I do.
Who is Richard Hart? Genius.
Legendary.
Arrogant. Bit of a narcissist.
The benevolent king.
$250,000. Hate me. I'm farther than you'll ever be in your whole life.
Who does this guy think he is?
Whatever the governments have been doing, it's not worked out. You've never had worse interest rates. Your money has never been worth less. Everything is getting worse. And the only thing that's making it better is cryptocurrency.
It's better than the dollar. It's better than gold. It's better money.
Crypto is money without governments, and it is money without banks.
You're not going to meet another product like this as long as you live. Yes, every scammer in the world is going to tell you something similar.
Good morning, everyone. Are you ready to look for some fraud this morning?
They are promising 40% annual percentage return.
I want to make people millionaires. I've made thousands of millionaires.
Richard Hart's HEX token is a brilliant scam.
Desperation has a look to it. And when you're looking for just anything, you will fall for anything.
HEX is going to be the new cryptocurrency. We'll take over the market. There isn't anything else out there that's worth the shit.
Everything I have worked for all my life is staked in HEX.
Good. I put it all in.
All in what?
All of our house money.
Why is it important to you?
I want to feel loved. Don't you guys want to feel loved? Everyone wants to feel loved, right?
Richard is a messiah.
Savior.
God.
That sounds like a Ponzi scheme.
Yes.
That you're incentivizing people to pull money off the market.
You know what? I think you just described a 401k.
If the music stops, they're sitting on nothing. HEX doesn't make money. That's where I'm so frustrated. What is the value?
This is benefits. Do you want to get rich?
No, I don't think that it's a scam. Because I trust Richard Hart.
It seems like some of this is just a large performance art project. And if ultimately this is all a big performance art project, people are going to get fucked.
I mean, you can fool a couple people, but I mean, can you fool that many?
So that means I should trust you.
Listen, I think you should trust me, but if you get into the habit of trusting people like me, you get the crap scammed out of you.